Oh, hey, hi there. I'm Linda Kay Gifford coming to you live on Monday instead of Tuesday because I'm going to be on the road tomorrow between cities. So, um, I am again Linda Kay Gifford. I am a sexual assault survivor. I'm going to stop saying abuse, and I would like everyone to realize that it is assault. Um, when you're raped, it's assault. I think it's just super simple to understand. And somebody is on my comment thread upset with me because people should choose what they want to call it themselves. I'm like, well, that's kind of a strange position. I don't know why you're even invested in this at all. Um, because obviously that's the baseline of what a person can do. They can choose how they're going to express what happened to them. I would like to encourage people to release their shame and guilt from their childhood of repeated sexual trauma and assault, like mine. And um, and way to do that is the lesson for today, which is to educate and advocate. So we're working our way through Spades, the trigger guide. Um, I talk a lot about how it all pulls together society and politics and culture and history and anthropology. Um, you know, I pull in that education on Sundays. Today is trigger management lesson time. So we're working our way through Spades, as I said, and we are on E, which is educate and advocate. The reason, lady on my thread, um, sorry, I don't remember your name. Um, the reason that it's important for us to think of being violently attacked, being forced, a body forcibly entering yours, even as an adult, is hugely traumatic against your will. As a child, much less a confused, groomed child who's been in this situation for years. Um, as that person, as the survivor of 7 years of childhood sexual grooming and assault, and yes, it was all abuse, but it's just not a strong enough word. As that person, I feel qualified. So I'm going to double down, as I pretty much do every day, on something that someone takes issue with. You have not changed my mind. I hope to change yours. Please give me the respect, and those of us who have been violently and non-violently raped, much less as children for years, please give us the leeway to try to educate and advocate for ourselves. And society needs to change the language it speaks about women and sexuality because it's very confusing. The paradox is set up that we have to try to sort out. And it's hard enough if you are in an upbringing where you're not abused, where you're not assaulted. So we all have to work our way. We all have to work our way through society. And I'm going to tell people my story, and I'm going to teach the students that I work with, clients, I don't like friends that I work with, how to do what I've done, which is find a wonderful life full of joy. I love my business, feelgoodfairtrade.com, just hit our 4th year online. And now it's been rolled into sweetsurvivor.com, into feelgoodfairtrade.com, which is my gift boutique, where I've bought from women artisans for over 4 years. Had to shut the physical store, but I'm very happy to just be online. I'm saying, as someone with CPTSD who has had a lifelong of blackouts, um, I was traumatized to the extent that I had alters, um, 2 other alters, perhaps 3, 2 that I distinguish myself and them. This kind of disassociation, and yes, I know there's the word dissociation. They are actually both okay to use. I even looked this up. Disassociation versus dissociation is it's used more like separating compounds, separating things completely. And that's why I choose to use the word disassociation, with the A in there, because we have to learn to disassociate. We've all done that. And what I'm teaching people to do now is use it as their superpower, because that's what it's become to me. In working with women artisans, I get my strength back. I'm taking out of myself the trauma. I'm pulling it out. And instead of just like thinking about it a little and stuffing it down, I'm thinking about it a lot. Working with a therapist an hour a week, letting it come into my present mind so that I can encapsulate it and put it away in a mental file. And I teach you how to do this literally step by step. We're having great success. I'm super excited to be releasing my trigger management guide, how to get from trigger to happy. But so getting back to educate and advocate, which is the E in spades, it is so important. It's not just something you can do if you want to. It is so important to your well-being that you continue to remove this completely internalized shame and guilt trauma. Because if you have CPTSD, then some haters are going to come on here and say stuff like, oh, you just have to get control, you need to get over it or whatever. It's like CPTSD happens so fast. It's a subconscious thing born out of a mind that has been traumatized to the point that it doesn't file it away correctly. So it can wash over you like a reality on top of the one here. And I teach you how to separate those two. These are in the lessons we worked through over the last 3 weeks. So please go back and review them. And I always attached 3 videos, previous videos that kind of relate to what I'm talking about today. Will be on the end of this, but not until tomorrow because YouTube has to process it overnight, and then I can add it in screens. So do follow those or go back to the channel, and I try to make the topic pretty clear in the titles. Um, as I was talking about in Sunday school yesterday, uh, I realized in writing my book and working with my own therapist that I, I saw the threads with society. Society as a whole, American society certainly, is suffering from dissociative disorder. That's why our democracy is falling apart. That's why we can't accept each other's positions anymore. We can't compromise anymore because we're so divided between the educated, the scientific, the progressive, the everybody counts and matters folks like myself, and the we love ours. We're nice grandparents. We're good to our kids. We seem like nice people. But when it comes to others, no, we're sorry for you. We'll pray for you, but we're not going to help you. And, the other side, my side, our liberal progressive side, is there are no others. It's actually I'm not sure who said it. I want to say an Indian or somebody saying, I said, how are we to treat others? And the answer is there are no others. So it's important, very important, that we use the correct language. And that's why we talked a lot about virginity and the words give and save and how detrimental these things are, how they set up standards that many people can't keep, especially those of us who never had the chance or the choice to save ourselves or give ourselves to anybody. So while I think maintaining control of your own vagina in sexual experience is key, uh, I get blowback, even from especially conservatives. Get a lot of blowback. Leave these other cultures alone. I guess, and I thought about that parallel too. I guess by leaving these other cultures alone, it's like the same kind of way that they can pray for somebody, but leave alone helping them. Leave them alone and hope for the best. And with the religion, same thing. We'll leave them alone, hope for the best. But you see, we have a common bond, at least about half of us, that we are women too. And when you realize how in so much of the world, women don't even have the right to pick who they're going to sleep with, whose dads get involved with their vaginas and their sexual experience and pick their husbands who have the chance at true sexual expression and falling in love mentally and physically with someone taken from them. It's not taken even, it's just never even given. And I've argued it with women of faith who try to tell me that I have to respect this culture. And that's why I'm here to double down and say, no, I do not respect that culture. And we must educate and advocate for women everywhere, women and girls everywhere. Don't you think everyone deserves equal treatment? Yet we live in a country, I repeat from Sunday school, that can't even ratify the Equal Rights Amendment for women, which has been on the table since 1972. We just forgot about it. Does anybody notice that abortion rights are just being stripped away right now for real? It's not a, oh, it might happen. It's happened. And it's happening fast. We must educate and advocate. If you're not into that, you probably shouldn't be watching my live streams unless you just like to get pissed off. And then that's okay because, it gives me grist for my poetry, so to speak. But I'm going to keep it short today for the sake that I'm traveling tomorrow. Um, I really don't have a lot to say, and my computer is about to die, and I didn't want to run a cord out to my Kansas City office patio. You all know I like to shoot on the patio unless there is inclement weather. So, yeah, here's the deal. One last thing. Not tomorrow, Thursday's lesson is going to be in-depth lesson in how to preserve your religion and love your religion, whatever it is, but separate your spirit, love, goodness, kindness, joy, your spirit part, the part of your religion you experience as the true God, how to separate that from the part of your religion that is a cultural expression, the part of your religion that was added in by the patriarchy in order to keep women submitters, women submissive and others non-existent. That's what men have done for ever since ever since keep women submissive and others non-existent. Well, that's not going to fly. And that's why I'm truly scared, kind of Sunday school theme again here, but I'm truly scared that we are not going to straighten out this democracy without huge effort. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even be talking about it. But the main reason I am on here is because the Sweet Survivor Rescue Fund needs you. I need you to donate to the Sweet Survivor Rescue Fund so that we can buy transportation for people in trouble to get them out of trouble and get them somewhere safe. So we're setting up a network. We are looking for angel investors and angel subscribers for the price of a cup of coffee, like they say. You can subscribe at sweetsurvivor.com, which is also my store, feelgoodfairtrade.com. But our official launch is September 4th at the Healing Arts Festival in Springfield, Illinois, which will be in the street area in front of the Buzz Bomb Brewery. Excellent, excellent home brews there. It's going to be a big festival. The burlesque dancers are going to be there, I believe. Lots of bands. I'm actually going to be emceeing it too, and maybe even playing a little. But I'll be signing people up for it then. Please do support Sweet Survivor Rescue Fund at sweetsurvivor.com. And Thursday, we're going to talk about how to separate your the cultural part of your religion from the spiritual and what you really know in your heart and gut part of religion is right. Maybe then we can get back on the same plane and we can start thinking like there are no others. There's just different kinds of us. Okay? So on that note, I will talk to you on Thursday. You take care.